We have only a few minutes to talk to the commander-in-chief. You know him as Barack Obama.
Good morning, Kid Chris. It is a pleasure to be on your show and a pleasure to be talking to the great people of Atlanta this morning.
Thank you. Well, Mr. President, you know, I got to tell you, it takes a lot of courage to come on here in Georgia because it's a Republican state. It's like enemy territory for you, you know?
Well, I love the South. Kid Chris, as a matter of fact, I have a fun memory of being down there in Atlanta. Michelle and I were staying at the Four Seasons in Midtown, and we had a bit of a problem with the sink in our bathroom. So I called up the front desk, and I told them, hey, I got a leak in my sink. And the Southern guy goes, hey, go ahead. I do it all the time.
That's a good story.
Well, Mr. President, you know, I want you to give me your thoughts, okay? This is something that happened recently. Hank Williams Jr. Came out, and he said, and this is a quote, that Barack Obama is a Muslim president who hates farming, hates the military, and hates the U.S. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, one thing that I've learned being in the most powerful seat in the world is that people are always going to try to question my intelligence as the ruler of the free world. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you this, Barack Obama pays absolutely no attention to a guy like Hank Williams Jr. You see, I ignore hillbillies the same way that the Braves ignore winning championships.
Those are some harsh words, Mr. President.
Well, Kid Chris, look, I come into this campaign knowing that I'm going to have a tough time winning Georgia, so why do I even pretend? I mean, I know what I'm dealing with down there in hot Atlanta. As a matter of fact, did you know that I'm thinking of raising the drinking age in Georgia to 32 years old?
Whoa. Why? Okay, now why would you do that?
Well, how else are we going to keep the alcohol out of high school?
I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, I think, you know, so far the comments that you're making here, you're not going to get, there's no hope for you here in Georgia.
Well, you know, you might be right, Kid Chris, but Georgia is one of the fastest-growing populations in our nation. Did you know that?
You know, actually, I didn't know that, no.
Well, it's being said that in a few years, the people of Georgia may outnumber the humans.
Well,
is this
true? That's what they're saying.
Mr. President, this will pretty much shatter any hopes of convincing anybody who might have been on the fence voting for you this coming election.
Look, Chris, you know, being the president is a very important job that comes with a lot of responsibility, and I don't take it lightly. Mm-hmm. For example, I'd like to express this thought. If the people of Georgia vote for me in the upcoming election, I'm going to keep gay marriage out of their great state.
Wow. That's quite a statement. That's a bold statement, Mr. President.
And the fine people of Georgia are going to be happy to know that even if you get divorced in Georgia, you're still cousins.
Listen, Mr. President, I got to be honest with you. I'm a little shaken by this interview today, but, you know, whatever. It's your job, not mine.
Well, you know, you need to pull up your pants, fly boy. It's time to grow up and stop. Hey, will you stop calling yourself kid, for Christ's sake? It sounds like you bathe with Boy Scouts.
Grow
up.
I don't bathe with Boy Scouts, Mr. President.
Grow up.
Tell him.
All right. I want to tell everybody in Georgia, you know, I love your state, but screw you for not voting for me. I know I don't have your vote anyway, so what the hell?
Well, listen, Mr. President, Barack Obama, thank you very much for coming on and spending the few minutes of your time to talk to us today.
You're welcome. You're very welcome, Kid Chris. And God